Yo, 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 everyone. This is Lee from the customer support team, aka Levi Beats, and this is the BeatStars Academy show. It is Monday, the 22nd of June, and we're live. This show, BeatStars Academy, is for basically just to show people how to get started on the platform and show you some really cool features and you know, some good initiatives and some good ways on how to get started on the platform. So this show is mainly for new users, but you know, existing users and people that have been on the platform a long time can also find some use with these shows. So what's up, Buffo? Welcome to the live, buddy. Hope everyone's doing really well. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. Again, this is the BeatStars Academy show. My name's Lee, aka Levi Beats, and we're going to run through some setups today. So what we're going to do today, I did this a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to run through uploading a track from start to finish, filling out all the metadata information and stuff like that. And then we're going to also take you through setting up an album, which is kind of cool. I've seen a lot of people doing this recently, so I thought it'd be really cool to show you guys how to do that, show you guys and girls how to do that. It's and I'll give you some reasons why it's really cool to use that feature. I'm going to show you a bit of stuff on the platform. What's up, M7K? Hope you're doing well. What's up? I'm not sure if I always get this name right, but I'm sure I'm just going to say Bed On Music. Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. Going to show you how to create some albums. I've already got one on my account personally myself. What's up, Cloud9? Welcome to the BeatStars Academy show, buddy. That's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's get started. So we're going to start off with the dashboard, just to show you a bit around about the dashboard like we do every week. I'm also going to be reviewing some pro pages today as well. So make sure you stick right to the end because we're going to go through some pro pages and review some. Just going to try and get maybe 2 or 3 in there if I can today. And then what else we got? Yeah, we're going to do some Q&A too. So if any of you have got any questions, make sure you try and ask me. Kind of utilize the time that you've got with me here to ask some questions. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start. I'm going to add the share my screen. Hopefully you guys and girls can see this. So this is the dashboard. So this is where you will get to when you first log in. So for new users, this is where you'll get in when you first log in. Obviously existing users as well. Most of you are probably quite familiar with this already, but this is the main dashboard. So the main dashboard is kind of pretty much says what it says on the tin. It's where you can get kind of quick access to certain parts of your account and on the platform. You can also see at the top there, you can see there's some like quick stats information, which is very useful. You can also go in and get all the stats if you wish to do that. Just click on this button here, this tab here. And it's kind of self-explanatory. It kind of tells you, you know, net sales. You can also filter it out as well, which is kind of cool. Obviously, when you go to show us stats, you get a bit more of information, and you also get a graph, and you can go into a bit more detail, you know, like tracks and stuff like that, and locations and cool stuff like that, which is really cool. So firstly, the main bit on the dashboard, this is the BeatStars. This is the way for BeatStars for us to kind of highlight some things to you guys and girls. Any new things that we're releasing. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So that we've changed that recently. Then you can see some recent messages. You can get to some quick locations within your account, which is kind of cool. That will take you straight through to your pro page. That will take you, sorry, to set up your pro page. That will take you through to the SoundCloud monetization section, and then there that will allow you to set up a Blaze player. Then you'll get some notifications. So you can see your notifications. So that's that bell icon up there. Just kind of gives you a brief overview, some quick ones. You can actually scroll down and see which ones you've got. Usually kind of like sales and things like that. People that are following you will show up in there. Some opportunities. So if we've got any opportunities running, you will see those show up here. We've currently only got one, but there should be some more coming up this week. Some blog posts, some more content that you can add. These are tutorial videos, so this is really cool. I would maybe suggest running through a couple of those, especially for new users. And then here you can see your latest sales, which is kind of cool. And what's really cool about this part, which I kind of reference every week, is you can kind of go in, I'll click on it and just show you. You can kind of go in and that takes you straight to the receipt, so you can get all of the information about that receipt, all the tracks that were involved, your client's details, etc., which is kind of really cool. Let's go back. And you can also email your clients directly from here too, which is great. I use this feature quite a lot. And that will open up whatever kind of mail application you've got on your desktop, laptop, or mobile device. Yeah, so that's a brief overview of the dashboard. I would definitely suggest going in, having a look at that, trying things out. You can also move these around, by the way, as well. If you select on customize, as you can see, you can just drag and drop things. You can hide certain parts as well, which is kind of really cool. Yeah, so that's kind of a brief overview. Let's just see if we've got any questions. Timmy the Hitman. A lot of my customers have payment problems utilizing PayPal more than normal, but when I call PayPal, they tell me I'm good. Is this common with anyone else? Timmy, can you do me a favor? Buffer, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just add the support email address in the chat, I would appreciate that. Timmy, if you could just email support@beatstars.com with any issues you've got, and they can kind of have a look into it for you. Okay? Brilliant. Yep, you can email customers directly from the dashboard, which is great. As I said, it opens up your email, whatever email kind of app you have on your computer, laptop, whatever it is you're using, kind of adds that up, kind of opens that up, and it actually puts all of your client information in there. So all you got to do is just basically send an email, just put the subject in and just type an email, whatever you want to do. Obviously, you can kind of use that to send like, discount codes and stuff like that, whatever you want to do, or just, even just message them to say thanks, thanks for making a purchase today and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really cool. So let's go and upload a track, and then we will create an album. So to get to your track section, so this is your My Media section. So this is kind of where all of your media is going to be. So, and a lot of other stuff, you can go dive into your sales and stuff like that. You can get to certain different sections of the of your account through here. This part here is what we're going to be concentrating on today. This is where your content's going to be kind of held and where you can upload stuff. Now you can upload your content this way, or you can also do it this way too. So this big blue upload button, which you can't miss at the top here. So in fact, let's do it this way today, because I think I've done it a different way before. So let's do it this way today. So let's go to upload new. Then you can choose files. So this will open your file network within your computer, or you can just drag and drop. So I'm just going to drag and drop because I've got a folder ready to go. So I'm going to just drag everything in. So what I'm going to drag in here is basically all the files that I'm going to need to release this track and upload it. So you're going to need an image, you're going to need your WAV file, and you're going to need your stems if you're going to be selling exclusive licenses, and any licenses that you're going to be selling that's going to include stems, you're going to need those also. And then if you want to add also a custom tagged MP3 file. So at most you're going to need 4 files. Okay. When you upload when you upload a WAV file, our platform automatically converts that WAV file into MP3. So you don't need to upload WAV and MP3. You only need the one. So this is for streaming and for downloads too. So let's drag the. So I'm just dragging some files in here. You won't be able to see that because it's on a separate screen. So what you can do is just drag them all in. I'm also going to drag the tagged one in as well. So I should have 4 files in, as you can see, and then I'm going to just click on upload. So that will take a while to upload, depending on how good your internet connection is. Shouldn't take too long. My internet connection is generally pretty good. I've also got an Ethernet cable plugged in. So that's actually something I would advise doing actually. If you're going to be doing some uploads, generally uploads take a little bit longer. So I would plug in an Ethernet cable and try it that way. So whilst that's uploading, what we'll do is we'll go into My Media and then select Tracks. Just get rid of that a second whilst all that uploads, and then we're going to create a new track. So we're going to click plus. So firstly, you will come to your general information. So this is going to be the track title, your tags. So these are going to be the tags where people can find your content. So you would name, you know, tags like Drake type beat. Well, you don't need to put Drake type beat, but you can put Drake. Any kind of artist that you can think of, or even if it's kind of a specific genre. So this particular track is kind of an R&B, smooth R&B kind of track. So that's what I'm going to add in here. So actually, let's call the track. So we're going to call this track Focus. And then we're going to go, it's kind of an Alicia Keys type track, this one. So we're going to go with Alicia Keys. Then we're going to go with Anderson .Paak, and then we're going to go R&B. In fact, let's change that, smooth R&B. So you can get as experimental as you want with this, really. I would actually suggest, you know, thinking a bit outside the box. Try not using artists that are kind of necessarily mainstream. Yeah, just think outside of the box here and try and think. Because just bear in mind, these is how people are going to find your tracks through the search system on the platform. So this is how they're going to find them. So try and get as experimentative as possible. So you can also choose which type of track you're going to upload. So obviously, if you're an artist, you can upload songs as well, which is kind of really cool. So we're going to stick with beat today, but you can also add beat with chorus, song reference, vocals, or full song. So you can just upload a vocal production if you want, which is kind of really cool. Then you can set a release date and time. I'm just going to sell it as immediate, but you can change it. You can kind of go months ahead if you like, and you can also change the time. So we're going to just leave it as it is for now. This will be your track URL. So you can copy this and share this with people, but you can also do that once you've uploaded your track as well. This is where you're going to drag your files into in a minute once they've uploaded. Let's just check to see if they've uploaded yet. Not yet, we're still uploading, so we'll go back to that in a second. This is going to be your selling preferences section. So this is where you can select if it's going to be for sale or not. I'm not sure why you would want to do that. Some people might just want it for streaming purposes only. You might be just uploading a track for people to listen to. You can also set it privately, so if you just want to share this with specific people, you can do that also. So you can set it as private and share people a link. And you can also exclude it from bulk discounts, right? So we'll get to this in a second. But basically, you can add collaborators onto your tracks. So to explain this in a little bit more detail is, if for argument's sake, so another producer has some bulk discounts, and your track gets included into the bulk discount, but it's not the first track that they choose. So whatever track they put in the cart first is the track they're going to pay for. So say they've got a buy one, get one free, right? So they put one of the other producers, one of your collaborators tracks into their cart, and then they put your track into the cart as well, but they're putting that one in as the free track, right? So you will still get a notification to say that that track's been purchased, but you're not going to receive any funds from that. So some people don't actually like that. Some people want to exclude that from to being able to be included in bulk discounts, because that they don't want to, be selling it's kind of not selling the track for free, but it's being included in the discount. So you can basically exclude that. So that's what that checkbox is for. This is where your pricing is going to be set up. Now, this is going to be related to your licenses, so I wouldn't necessarily be mucking around with that too much, unless you are kind of aiming to, reduce some prices on a specific track. There's many reasons why you may want to do that. It's been mentioned before. You can also, this is where you're going to select your free download option. So this is where people can download your tracks for free. And you've got a few options here. You can either suggest no, so that means no one's going to be able to download your tracks. You can select yes with voice tag, and you can also select yes with untagged. It's entirely up to you what you want to do here, but I always check this one just to protect my content. Bearing in mind, this is for non-profit use only. So when people are downloading your tracks for free, this is for non-profit use only. So they can't release them or distribute them or do anything like that. They would need to buy a license to do that. And you can also select to allow anonymous guests to download. So basically what that means is, which we'll also get to in a second, is you select an option where how people can download your content. So you can suggest that they follow you, or you can kind of get their email. So if you check this box, that basically means that they don't have to do anything, and that they can just download them without providing them their information to you. So I've seen people do this. I kind of don't personally see the point of it, but some people might want to do that. Personally myself, I would leave that unchecked, because I want to capture their email so I can kind of do some marketing later on, or even, get them to follow me on some social media accounts. So if you want their email, this is what you would click, capture email only. You can only have either or you can have a social follow. So these are the three social media accounts that you can allow them to follow to get your free content. So it can be Twitter, SoundCloud, or BeatStars. So as you can see, you can highlight all three, or you can pick one. Now, if you're going to go down this route, I would definitely suggest just concentrating on one and just not giving your clients too many options. So for a while, I actually clicked BeatStars because I wanted to kind of grow my following on BeatStars, and that worked quite well. And you can also do Twitter and SoundCloud too. So I would just pick one, but we're going to leave it as capture email for now. You want to click this enable. Sorry, that's enable makers offers only. That's for exclusive licenses. That's something we went over last week. So if you're new and you're unsure about how to set up licenses, you can go back and review last week's video, and that we went through how to set up licenses, and it kind of explains that option in there. This is where all your track details are. So this is kind of some extra metadata that you're gonna add in. So this section here is where you would click if you was adding, or if your track included any third-party loops or samples. Now this is for free, royalty-free samples only. So this is kind of stuff that you might get off a Splice, or if you've purchased a sample pack off of another creator or something along those lines. This is not for samples that this is not for non-royalty free samples. So to kind of explain that, you can't add tracks you can't upload tracks to your account that has got uncleared samples in it. So this checkbox is not for uncleared samples. You shouldn't be uploading content to the platform that hasn't got cleared samples in it. So this is just for royalty-free samples only. So you click on that, you can put the sample title in, and then you can just explain where you got them from. So if it's Splice, say, you would put in Splice there. and so on. So here is where you can select the genres and your moods, BPM and keys, stuff like that. So this one is an R&B track, an R&B joint. I'm going to leave sub genre empty. In fact, actually, no, I'm going to click New Soul because it's kind of a New Soul type of track. As you can see, these are drop-down menus, so you can, select which genre you want to add. We're going to go for moods as well. There's various different moods in here. This one's kind of, let's say, flirty, and then let's go. Let's take another one. Let's go with Giddy. I've not actually used Giddy before, so it's kind of a cool one to use. And then this is the description, so you can kind of put in a brief description about the track. I'm utilizing this section to show off a discount code, which is kind of a cool thing to do. Sorry, it's got to be royalty-free samples, not non-royalty-free samples. They have to be royalty-free samples. Sorry if I made... sorry if I confused anyone now. Then you would add the BPM, which is really important. I can't quite remember what the BPM is for this one, but I'm going to leave it as 100. Cozy Music, can you do us a favor? Could you please email support@beatstars.com? I'm going to actually put that in the chat for anyone that is having any issues. Please make sure you reach out to us so we can help you out. There we go. So, yeah, so we've got 100 BPM, and I believe this track is in B minor. Right, so that's that part done. Then this is where I was talking about earlier with the excluding bulk discounts. So this is where you can add a collaborate, which is a really, really cool feature. So if you're going to add a collaborator, they need to have a BeatStars account. So with this one in particular, today I am actually going to add the Beats for Love as a collaborator. So this is a charity thing that we are currently running at the moment. If you want to know more about that, please head to beatstars.world, and that will give you some more information about that. So I'm going to add Beats for Love as a collaborator. We're going to select them as a... So as you can see, you've got a few different options here. Don't know what it's doing that today. It's my mouse playing up again. Producer, so you can add a producer as a collaborator, an engineer, a songwriter, a main performer, and so on. Contest partner, but which today we're going to choose charity. We're going to go with 50%. We're going to leave publishing at 0. So that's pretty much that. And now we're going to start dragging the tracks in. So once your files have been uploaded, you can go back and see your uploads here. They've now all uploaded. So you can click on each of these parts here, and it will basically show you the files that you can enter in there. So here we've got a couple of tracks here. So I know that one's the mastered version. That's all done. I'm going to add the track stems there. Some reason that has not actually worked, but oh, there we go. So yeah, we'll add that in there, and then we're going to add the tagged beat in there. So that's all the files in there. So that's me untagged WAV file. That's me track stems for your exclusives, licenses, and any licenses you've got set up that are going to include stem files, and then we've got the tagged version of the beat as well. Now the main reason for that section is for streaming purposes only. So this is the track that visitors and your clients are going to listen to before they kind of purchase it. So you can kind of do anything with that really. A lot of producers use this section to kind of put a higher quality track in there that has got your custom tag already embedded in the file. If you don't upload a file into that section, we will automatically tag your beat with either the BeatStars voice tag or a voice tag that you've uploaded into your account. Um, we will go over that in one of these sessions, how to do that and what part of the platform where you would add that file into. But as you can see for now, I've just uploaded a custom tagged audio file in there. So that's kind of all done. So now we want to add the profile image. So as you can see, it's only given me one image because I've only uploaded one file. But you can bulk upload if you wanted to. That's something I should have maybe mentioned at the beginning. So if you was bulk uploading, so if, you know, 1 week you was going to be uploading 10 beats, you can do that all on one day. You would just go into that section where it says upload, the upload button, that blue button at the top of the page. You could upload all your files, and then when you want to kind of create the tracks, you can kind of do that. So the cool thing about that is you can just upload them, because sometimes uploads can take a bit of time, and you can just walk away and just do whatever else you need to do and let those files upload. Then you can come back at a later time and just drag those files in, like I can see here. So if you're going to do that, I would make sure that you name all the files. As you can see, I named one of my files master, which is not ideal. You should maybe name it the actual name of the track, so you know which files you can kind of drag it in. So yes, Cloud9, the bulk upload stuff is great. It's a really cool feature. Just going to click on select. Now you can kind of adjust the file, so I'm going to adjust it a little bit. And that should be uploading. Boom, job done. That's it. That's kind of the track upload done. We've gone through it all there. Stay, I don't know why it's doing that. It keeps wanting to go back. Excuse me. So we filled everything out there. We've got all the information in there. Now, if there was any issues, it would show up an error. So if you've kind of missed out certain parts, it would show that up. So we're going to click save draft for now, because I'm not going to publish that. So as you can see, that was saved successfully, and now it's going to start, as you can see there, it's saying that it's converting the WAV file into an MP3, and it's also embedding, encoding the tracks for you. So it's kind of doing that. And then once you've done that, you would select publish, job done. Now if you've saved the draft and you want to go back and publish it later, which is kind of a cool thing as well, if you're bulk uploading, you can leave some stuff in your drafts, and then you can kind of click, or you can use the future release date like I showed you earlier. Yeah, so you'd hit publish and it's job done. So yeah, let's go back to show you where the drafts would be. So this is where you would find your drafts. So you can go back in and edit them. You can delete it if you wanted to. You can also download the files from here, which is kind of cool. In fact, I'm actually going to show you that in a second, because I get a lot of questions about that. So if you click on this pencil button here, you can go back in and edit it. So if you've made any mistakes, you can go back in if you wanted to change the image and stuff like that. If you needed to change the files, you can also do that as well. So click save draft. And that's it, yeah. So then you would click publish and it's job done. So going back to what I said a second ago, if you wanted to get access to your files to download them, say for argument's sake you've lost some files, or you need the stems for some reason, or something's happened, or even if you've not uploaded your tagged file and you want to download a tagged file, say to put towards a video that you're going to upload onto YouTube or something like that, this is where you can get those. So you would go to My Media, you go to Tracks, and then you can see that pencil image again. Sorry, yeah. So you can go in and edit those tracks if you wanted to by clicking on that pencil button, and you can also download all your files from here. So you get a few options. So you can download just the MP3. You can download the WAV, you can download the track stems, or you can download the BeatStars tagged MP3, which is really cool. I actually use this quite a lot. That's a really cool feature, especially if you're kind of uploading videos and stuff to YouTube, so you can kind of protect your content, excuse me, which is really good. You can also bulk edit from here as well, which is kind of really cool. So you can change, you can add add some of these tracks to track list and all these other options that you can do here as well. So that's the kind of the bulk edit function, which is really, really good. So let's just unselect. You can also select certain tracks as well if you wanted to do that. Oh, maybe jump there. I was actually playing it. So let's go. Right. So now we've uploaded a track. Let's go and create an album with some of the tracks I've uploaded already. So to create an album, it's kind of the same part. It's going to be your content section again. So you would go to My Media, and then you would go to Albums. So there, as you can see, I've already created an album, but let's create a new one. So let's go to Add. So I'm just going to create the same album as what I've got already. So I'm going to call this R&B Bangers. R&B, let's think of another name. R&B, let's just go for Summer. R&B Summer, right? So this is a beat album, so I'm going to be selling a beat album here, but you can sell a song album too, which is kind of really cool. So if you're uploading full songs, you can sell a song album. So I'm just going to leave it as beat album. You can also do the future release date as well, which is kind of really cool. And you can add some tags. So this is kind of going back to like the track upload again. You can get creative with these tags. So I'm going to put, because Chris Brown is well known in the R&B genre, I'm going to put Chris Brown. I'm also going to put, who else can I think of? Let's go with, actually, let's think of another one. Let's go with Tank, because he's very well known in R&B. And let's just go R&B vibes. There we go. Then I'm going to say here, compilation of my top R&B instrumentals. Okay, so we've got that. We've added the tags. We've titled it. We know it's a beat album. Let's upload an image. So I'm just going to drag one in here. Let's go to album. Just going to drag. So I've already created one. So let's drag one in here. Save that. And that should pop up in a second. There you go. It's popped up. Now this is just selling preferences. So again, you can click not for sale. Not sure why you would want to do that, but that's mainly for streaming only. Then you can select it private. So if you would just want to share these privately with some people, you can do that. Now this is where you're going to set up your pricing. So this is going to be for a standard MP3 non-exclusive license for the album. So I'm going to add 10 tracks today. So let's go with, I don't know, say, let's go with $50 because I think $50 is kind of quite cheap for 10 tracks. Then we're going to go a bit more for that one. So let's go 75 for premium, and that's MP3 and Wave. This is going to be stems. So I'm going to go with $100 for that one. This is going to be unlimited. So we're going to kind of go a bit more for that one. So we're going to go with 150. And then for exclusive, let's say, I don't know, let's say 1,000. Let's do that. Let's up the price for that one. I'm going to say 300. So these numbers, obviously you can, these are not, you know, don't necessarily have to use these numbers. This is just an example. So yeah, just figure out what works best for you. So we've added the prices in there. Now this is where you're going to select your tracks. So I'm just going to select 10 random tracks. You can search, use the search function, but I'm just going to click the first 10 tracks. So as you can see, it's very easy. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've just kind of picked the first 10, but you can scroll through and pick whichever ones you want to add. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 10 tracks in there. So we've got a 10 track album. And now we can add, you can also add a collaborator here too, which is kind of cool. So I'm not going to do that today, but you can do if you want to. You can add a collaborator. So if you collaborated on this album with anyone in particular, you can do that. So kind of a cool use for that would be, say, all of these tracks have got hooks in them, and you've worked with a hook artist to with these tracks. You can then add them as a collaborator. So you can kind of do that if they've got a BeatStars account, obviously. So you can do that. So that's kind of everything done now. Let's just scroll through and make sure that we've got everything in here. Yeah, so basically once you've done that, you would then click Save Changes. And that's it. That's you created an album. So now you can go back to your My Media, go back to albums again, and you can see that that's appeared. I've already created that album, so I'm going to delete this one because it's exactly the same. And then where that will appear, it will appear within your account. So if you go up to your logo, click here, and then that will appear here. So this is where your albums appear. Not sure why the image is not coming up. Maybe it's just the cache. There you go. It's just the cache issue. This is where people can see your album, play it, click on it. People can go in and see all your tracks in the album. Now you can go in and remove tracks from this album, or you can add more. So if you're adding new tracks, adding new R&B tracks, anything specific to this album, you can go in. You can add more tracks. You can delete them. So let's show you how to do that. So if I was to go in and edit that, so back again, so My Media, Albums, click on this little pencil button, and there you go. You can go in, you can remove tracks, you can add some, you can change some information, stuff like that, which is really cool. Obviously, if you're adding more tracks, you can change the prices and stuff like that too, which is really good. If you've got kind of a few albums that you've created, excuse me, you can use this star feature and you can highlight one. So when you do that, that will basically show up on your pro page. So a pro page for any new users that's in here right now is a fully customizable web page that will host your tracks or your content, plus some other stuff too. We're going to be reviewing some pro pages in about 10 minutes or so you can see what a pro page looks like. But that's how you would feature one. So I'm going to feature that because I've only got the one, so it's kind of not really worth doing that, but you can do that if you want to. Yeah, so that's basically how you would create an album. You can see where they pop up. So has anyone got any questions about track uploads or album creations or anything like that? Please make sure you put any questions in the chat so I can help and answer them for you. You can also go back and review these videos at a later date because these videos are saved on our Twitch channel. So if there's anything in here that has been very useful information for you and you need to go back over and review it again, please feel free to go back and watch these videos again. So I can't see if anyone's got any questions. I have a few already set up, but this is definitely what I needed when it comes to me making ideas. Yep, definitely Cloud9, that's great. You're welcome, Cloud9, that's great. Yes, so the prices in the selling preferences are for the whole album. So let me go into the actual album and let me show you. So that's a really good question. So what will happen, I should have explained that. So that will be for the whole album. So as you can see there, that's the whole album. But they can also choose to just purchase one of the tracks on itself, as you can see within the album. Or they can purchase the whole album. So that's all that pricing that I put in earlier is all of this pricing that shows up now. So as you can see, I selected $30 just for the MP3, $50 for premium MP3 and wave, $70 for premium plus stems, and then $100 for untitled. So they're getting those 10 tracks for $100. So you can see how that could be quite cool, right? So yeah, it's kind of like a beat pack. Exactly. That's kind of what you can do. So you see a lot of people saying, you know, come and buy 20 beats for $20, right? That's not something I would suggest doing. But this is kind of another way of creating a beat pack, which is kind of a really cool feature. I think it's a feature that not many people use, and it's something that I'm personally going to be using myself. Yeah, so it's a very interesting concept. Yeah, so it's kind of like an album slash beat pack, if you like. You can kind of sell, like I said, you can sell a bunch of tracks, you know, for a set price, basically, which is kind of really cool. Yep, it's a great idea. I'm not sure, but can you offer promo codes on albums? Like if someone buys a beat from me, I would like to give them a discount to buy an album of my beats and upsell and also reward them at the same time. It's a very good question. There's something that I'm not 100% sure. Let me just go and double check. So I think it's just, let me just try something. Let me see if I can actually do it. So this is going to be either tracks, sound kits or services. So unfortunately you can't create a coupon code for an album. But it's something that we may look into in the future, for sure. At the moment, coupon codes are just for like individual tracks and stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of albums, beat pack, if you want to call it. You're very welcome, Cloud9. You're very welcome. So we've got about 15 minutes left. So we're going to review a couple of pro pages because we've got to be off a bit sharpish today because there is another show on after me today. So Mike Trampy is going to be on after me. So make sure you stick around. This is for the 1 million road to 1 million streams. So we've got 3 guests on today that are going to go through, and Mike's going to be asking them some questions, and they're going to basically be telling you how they got to reach in the 1 million streams. So it's going to be some very insightful information. It's something that I'm going to personally stick around and watch myself. Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned in. I will also remind you at the end of the show, but let's go through a couple of pro pages right now. So we're going to go through 2 today. So the first one we're going to look at is Broken AC. So if you're in the chat, Broken AC, I know you're a regular usually. Make sure you let yourself known. So this is Broken AC's pro page. So firstly, I really like that. It's something that I use myself, which is the pop-up for your mailing list. This is basically where you're collecting emails, basically. And if you've connected your MailChimp, which most of you have probably already, or Aweber, this is where you get them as emails, and this is where they're collected. You can also collect them within your account too as well. There's a place where you can, I think my screen is blurry. Right, okay. Let me just try something. Strange. Okay, let me just try and refresh. Let me unshare my screen a second and let me try something. Yeah, it's very blurry for some reason. I have the Ethernet cable connected, so I'm not sure why that is. Bad connection. It's very strange. Hold on a second. Right, let me just try that again. Let me just... Thank you, cheers. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Maybe just a bad connection all of a sudden. I have an Ethernet cable plugged in the back, so I just switched it from Wi-Fi to Ethernet, so hopefully that kind of resetted it. So let's go back. Let's just review a couple of pro pages whilst we've still got some time. So let's click on that. I have to go back and share the screen again. Share the screen. Chrome tab. And there we go. Undo that. There we go. Right. So this is Broken AC. Hopefully everyone can see it now. So this is Broken AC's pro page. So this is what a pro page looks like for anyone that's not seen one before. Firstly, I want to say this is really dope. I really like this. Really like, I know it's very simple with a black and white, but this logo that you've got appeared up here is amazing. This is really, really cool. Yeah, I really like that so far. It's great. You've got your feature track there. There was a pop-up that came up as well. You haven't got your Facebook Messenger linked up there. So if Broken AC, if you're in here, I would look into that. We're going to go over that hopefully in one of these sessions, but I would definitely look into adding your Facebook Messenger on there. I use that quite a lot, and I've said it a couple of times before. It's really useful. I've seen some really good results with that, and there's loads of ways you can use it. Let's scroll down. So yep, you've got your BPMs. This is something that we always mention every week when we're reviewing these pro pages. Make sure you've got your BPMs in there. The reason for that is that when people, a lot of people that come to find some tracks to purchase, a lot of the time they're searching by BPMs. So because they know what BPMs they can kind of fit into, how their voice works better in those certain BPMs. So it's really important to have those. You've got your tags. You're offering free downloads, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm really liking this. You've got your licensing section set up. You've got a lot of information in there, which is great, which is what I always like to see. Bulk discounts, which is good. Offering some services as well. Really cool. Oh, some merchandise. Really cool. This is really clean. It's actually probably one of the best ones I've seen in a while, actually, apart from my own, obviously. But yeah, I'm really liking this. It's really, really clean. Really clean. These panda things are really cool as well. Really dope. Really liking this. Yeah. It's great. It's making me want to redo mine, actually. Just click on some of these menus to see what pops up. This is great. Great job, Broken AC. The only thing I would say, obviously going back to what I said about the Facebook Messenger, take a look into that. So if you're in a chat or watching this on the recording, definitely check that out. Javi Beats, what is this? This is BeatStars Academy, Javi. So this is where we're taking some new users and existing users through the platform and just showing you a couple of cool features. Currently we're reviewing some pro pages. So you can submit your pro pages for review. I will put the link in the description before I leave today. But you can go and submit your pro page for us to review. But before this, we was just uploading some tracks, showing people how to create albums and stuff like that. So if you've missed the show, you can go back and watch the recording. Make sure you join in again next week at 2 p.m. EST. So it's myself every Monday at 2 p.m. EST, and this is the BeatStars Academy show. So it's kind of a learning, bit of a schooling. So you can kind of class me as a teacher if you like. So yeah, so yep, this is Broken AC's page. It's great. So yeah, great job. Let's grab another one. So the next one is called the Motrix. So let's grab that. take a look. Wow, you guys are on form today. This one's really cool as well. Really liking the colours. I'm taking note. Taking note. So you didn't have your pop-up and you haven't got your messenger. So those are the first kind of two things I would suggest looking into. You've got a featured track. You've got your visualizer there, which you can't really see. So I'd maybe change the color of that. I'd maybe think about changing it to this kind of mauvey pinky color. And then maybe you can select the, so you get two options when you choose the coloring of your visualizer. You can see the initial part of your visualizer, and then you can see it when you're playing. You can see the visualizer moving. So as the track's playing, so maybe you could change that to that kind of pinky purpley color, and then as it's moving along, you could change that to black. So that would be a kind of cool, really idea. You've got your BPMs. You can see that you've actually got an album setup as well, which we'll go and check out in a second. You've got some free download options as well, which is great. Yep, everyone's on form today. You've got all your licenses, you've got all your information in there. You've got some bulk discounts going as well, which is great. You've got your featured one there as well, featured license, which is good. YouTube section up and running, and your contact form below. Yeah, I'm really liking that. Another great page as well. Amazing. I'm taking note, definitely, for sure. So you got some albums set up, which is good. You got 3. So going back to what I said earlier about searching for BPMs, this is what I was referring to. So as you can see here, if I was to click on that, it's only going to show up the ones that are included in that BPM. So that's kind of why it's really important to do that. Yeah, overall, this is amazing. I'm really liking these 2 pro pages. Great job, guys or girls. Yep, really, really good stuff. So just to point out, the pop-up maybe, and then the Facebook Messenger, which is definitely a really cool feature and well worth looking into, and it's really easy to set up. So that's about it for today. Let's just go back so you can actually see me. Yeah, so that's about it for today, because we've got another show coming up in about five minutes time. Just want to thank everyone for joining in today. I'm just going to drop the link in the chat of where you can get your pro pages reviewed. So if you want your pro pages reviewed, this is where to basically share your link to your pro page. So just make sure it's your pro page link and not your marketplace link. Yep, so that's the section that you can go and basically submit your pro page for us to review. So we review them every week. We do it around about 2 or 3. Yeah, so I just want to thank everyone coming on. The show after today is the after me is the one that's coming up next is the road to 1 million streams, being hosted by Mike Trampy. So we've got 3 guests today, and they basically are going to be Mike's going to be asking them some questions and trying to give you guys and girls some insight on how they reach these 1 million streams. So it's going to be really cool. Make sure you stick around. I'm going to stick around myself, so I'm going to be in the chat. I'm going to stick around myself and check it out, and check out some of these really dope producers that have reached this 1 million streams, and just get some insight on how they got to that, because everyone's story is going to be different, right? So everyone's going to have reached them at different pace. Everyone's going to reach them different ways. So it's going to be really cool to see how they've got to that point in their career. Hello from Poplarfield. Hello. Welcome, Joe. Mississippi. Wow, welcome. We're just about to finish up the show, but you can go back and, as I said earlier, you can go back and watch these videos again. So feel free to go to our Twitch channel and you can go back and review these. So today we went over uploading a track and creating an album. So if that's something that's going to interest you and you're going to get some good information from that, then make sure you go and check that out. Thank you very much, The Lab MP3. Yeah, so these shows are streamed every Monday. We're live every Monday. So it's myself every Monday. And this is the BeatStars Academy show, which is where we basically take you through some parts of the platform and show you basically how to get started. So it's kind of for new users, but it's also for existing users too. So basically anyone that wants to join in and learn some stuff. So I'm just trying to teach you guys and girls how to basically get started. And yeah, so thanks again for joining. Make sure you stick around for the next show, and I hope to see all of you guys and girls in here next week. Thanks again.